Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about Pythagoras' theorem. So first we're going to review the theorem, then we're going to cover how you substitute values into the formula, and third we're going to talk about how you calculate the length of the hypotenuse. Now first we're just going to do a quick question about what actually came first. So the concept of zero, Pythagoras' formula, or toilet paper. So I'll give you a second to think about that. Okay, the answer is actually Pythagoras' formula. That was invented hundreds of years before the concept of zero or toilet paper. So that's how fundamental this Pythagoras' theorem is to mathematics today. Now we're going to go over a quick example here. So finding the hypotenuse, that's C value, the longest side of a right angle triangle. So first we're going to write out our formula, which is C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Now I'm going to write the simplified formula on the other side, which is what you can use just to put in your calculator straight away. So this is C equals the square root of A squared plus B squared. And then we're just going to go through it and show how you can use both of those formulas. So next we have to substitute in our values for our formula. So we don't know C, so we're going to write C squared equals A squared. So we need to label our triangle what we want to use for A and B. So we're going to use 4 as our A value, so C squared equals 4 squared plus 3 squared, which is our B value. So C squared equals 4 times 4, which is 4 squared, plus 3 times 3. And now we're just going to simplify. So C squared equals 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 times 3 is 9. Therefore, C squared equals 25. Now you can just use the square root function on your calculator to get rid of that squared function. So C equals the square root of 25, C equals 5. Now you don't need to use the square root function if you already know what the square root of 25 is, but if you're in an exam and you want to make sure, you can always use it. Now on the other side I'm going to show you how you can just use that string to put it in your calculator. So C equals the square root of A squared plus B squared. C equals the square root of 4 squared plus 3 squared. So simplifying that, C equals the square root of 16 plus 9. And you'll see now it matches our formula below. So C equals the square root of 25. So therefore C equals 5. Now we're going to do one more example which just has the triangle rotated in a way. Now importantly, we need to be able to identify what side we're looking for. So we're looking for our side here that I've just highlighted. Now that is our hypotenuse because you can identify it in two ways. One, it's the longest side, and two, because this is a right angle triangle, your hypotenuse is always directly across from that right angle. So you can draw that in and that'll be our C side or our hypotenuse. And again, now that we've done that, it's just the exact same thing that we did before. So writing out our formula, C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Then on the other side, we have C equals the square root of A squared plus B squared. Now again, we're going to do it again, just to go through slowly, but just to show you that you can do it either way. Now we need to substitute in our values. So we're going to label our triangle. We've chosen A equals 8, B equals 6. Now we just go through and do our substitution. So C squared equals 8 squared plus 6 squared. The next line, C squared equals 8 times 8 plus 6 times 6. Okay, you don't have to do that step if you're using a calculator, but it's just handy to do it here. So C squared equals 64 plus 6 times 6 is 36. C squared equals 64 plus 36 equals 100. Now again we need to get rid of that squared on our C, so we use the square root function, so the square root of 100, so C equals 10. Okay, and that's it. So you just put C equals 10 and that'll be your final answer. Now again on the other side, we're going to go through and show you how you can just put it into a string in your calculator. So C equals the square root of 8 squared plus 6 squared. So C equals, I'm not going to do those calculations again, so C equals 64 plus 36. And then again we're going to match what was on the other side. So c equals the square root of 100, therefore c equals 10. Now just quickly I want to go over something very important when you are putting strings into your calculator. You need to be careful about how you use the brackets on this. So when you do this, c equals, put the two powers in brackets. So 8, so open bracket, 8 squared plus 6 squared, closed bracket. That will give you your c equals 10. A lot of people do this, they do c squared, they do the square root of 8, essentially, because they don't use brackets, plus 6, and that'll give you an entirely different answer. So that gives you an answer of 8.83. So you need to be careful about how you use the brackets on your calculator. Okay, so we'll leave that at there, and we'll see you next time.